You're silly. That's so true, though.
Yvette, you can take this one. Do you have what it takes to be? Do you think you have what it takes to be a superstar? And where do you see yourself falling from the superstar status? Where in that realm? Like, do you think you have enough talent for the highest echelon, that superstar status, or just under that, or just under that?
In this point of time right now,
at this point, yeah,
I would say not at the tippy top right now.
Not at the
because I'm not even a
highest.
headliner. But I don't. But I can feel like I work to that.
You're working up to that,
right? I feel like I got the potential to get there.
No
and
doubt.
do
All
it.
you need is 15 more minutes.
Yeah, that's basically
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Because
And you're
everything else
headlining.
is a fault. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like I got
And
that.
you are headlining. Silas, take a second question.
The
In the pantheon
one,
of things.
I would say the third one below. I feel like I can be right around there, because
that's a good living.
yeah.
That's a good living.
I don't think I would want to be a superstar though.
Right. I
Yeah,
think I would rather be a
I want to be
superstar
working.
comic than a superstar.
Right.
I could be a superstar comic.
Right.
But I don't need the movies and shit.
Right.
Because that's a different monster, a different
That's an
dynamic.
acting thing.
You know, and even though comedians take to the stage like so because we're acting anyway,
Right.
it's like more theater, but it's just
Right.
it's just why people go to New York to do theater, then they go to LA. Boom. That's what, because you're actually acting, it's just live.
Right.
You know, we're acting.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just live.
That's true.
Yes,
That's true.
that's true.
It's just live. And then they know we can do it because they know, I messed up. Take, cut. Let's do
Right.
another take. No, it's no 4 or 5 takes.
Right.
You got to nail it on the first try.
Right.
Now, in the movie, you can be in a comedic. A comedian can be funny in the movie. Because if he mess up, they're going to do another take.
Right.
Right. That's true.
So that's why they choose comedians so readily, because they know we sharpen our feet.
Right.
If they just give us a line like, okay, we're going to give you 6 lines,
And
but
you
we want you
create
to,
your own.
yeah, you're going to improv. You're going to do something.
and we want you to end up with
Comedy
30
comes
of
out.
them.
It's hard.
We're going to give you 6 and just stay around here.
Right.
But we want about 30 of them out of you. You know what I'm saying?
That's what John Witherspoon said when he was on Boomerang. He said he just created his own. They created the scene, but he wrote his own lines for it.
Yes.
He came up with the bang, bang, bang. Eddie Murphy didn't come up with that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Marcus, I always got you.
The coordinate and everything. He
The
said
coordinate. Now, you can't stop there. You can't stop there.
The
He
rabbit
came
getting
up with
old,
all
Yeah,
that.
the
baby.
belt
The
and
rabbit getting
everything,
old.
yeah.
Rabbit getting old, baby. Rabbit getting old. I
Is
tell
that
you
a
what,
mushroom belt?
we'll tear off another piece and make some earrings. That was all him.
Yeah, that's what
That was
Exactly.
all
he
him.
said he
It's
wrote
him.
all that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
That was
gonna happen.
all him. I mean,
That
you know, it's,
happens.
they know we're geniuses, and I think that's where the
Yeah, that's right.
whatever I don't know what the operative word is, but that's where the fault or whatever lies, or that's where that lies, because they know that these comedic guys are geniuses, and they don't want us to take over Hollywood. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? They're like, they'll take it over. If we just do comedies out here and just let them run with it like
Yeah,
that,
that's true.
they'll take it over.
Yeah.
Because we would. Who's colder than Eddie Murphy? Who?
Yeah.
I put him up
and his
against
His
all
movie,
Denzel,
his
man.
movie catalog is crazy too. man.
It's crazy. And he's a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a comedian, man.
Like, people think about Coming to America, but Trading Places, that's
was
another
funny.
monster movie.
Come
yeah.
on, man. Classics. That's a
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
Man. For real.
Another
That's a
48 hours, all that,
That-
stuff.
yeah.
Nick Nolte.
48 hours and
Yeah.
another 48 hours. Yeah, that was
Hey, what do you want? I was like, well, I don't know. I'm going to drink.
Reggie Hammond.
Yeah, Reggie Hammond.
New sheriff in town.
I thought maybe you want a black
Who's
Russian.
who's some of the worst comics you've ever seen on SNL? And
on
some
SL?
and conversely, some of the best. Who are some? Let's start out with some of the worst ones.
I don't really watch SNL though.
You ain't never watched it back in the day,
Richard
I
Pryor and all
probably
them
wasn't
were fun.
allowed to watch it when it was hot.
but it was good
right
back then.
when it was
You're
hot.
not allowed. You snuck.
I
You
wasn't
sneak
allowed.
around
Good
and
back
watch it and laugh.
Yeah, I mean, well, as far as the best, I would say Eddie was probably one of the best
Yes.
on there.
Yeah,
The
the
buckwheat
Yeah.
and all that.
oh man, come on, nobody.
James
had-
Brown
he
in
was
the
the
hot
best.
tub. That I
James Brown
died
in the hot
laughed
tub.
on that one.
Come
I,
on,
He was
man.
one
I
of
was
the best.
Gumby.
I think
My
he
stomach
was the
was hurting.
best.
I'm Gumby,
on
damn
there.
Yeah,
it.
he was.
was.
Him and
Yeah.
Richard Pryor. Richard was funny.
Belushi was
Chevy Chase.
good. Chevy was good, but
Yeah.
Eddie stood out like
Yeah, he did.
nobody's
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Man. He just
Yeah.
did. Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. And
Yeah.
Just, I mean, every one
And
of
he
his.
just was a big.
He was a beast, man.
Yeah.
And then I look at him, and then I look at the other blacks that they've had on, you know, like after him, not before, because like Garrett was okay, but Garrett was in that early, you know, Garrett Moore was in that early time. I would say like after, like Chris. Chris had a couple of good little thingies.
He wasn't on there that long.
No, he
was
wasn't.
No.
He wasn't on there.
Tracy Morgan I didn't like any of his skits. I didn't
Yeah.
like
I don't really
any
listen
of
to him
Tracy's
at all.
skits.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like he worked hard enough at them, or
What about Leslie Jones?
Leslie kind of borderline too. Didn't seem like she was getting
forgot
help
she was
with her
on there.
skits. You know what I mean? Because Tracy didn't look like he was getting help with his skits
Right.
either.
Right.
You know, but Rob Stapleton said something about Tracy. You know.
They probably put up with a lot though, because they probably came up with skits, and those probably got turned down. So I think that's what Chris Rock was saying. I watched the documentary. You see the documentary he did with Kevin Hart on Netflix?
Yeah.
He was saying how he pitched a lot of skits and they wouldn't put the skits up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the racism and things like that
Definitely.
do take effect.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's why he came out with the Blacker Than Black, the Nat Brown hour or whatever he was that Chris was doing.
I'm going to say this. That's what I see a lot here in this community. The racism.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to say who, but I just see how, you know how you see certain people getting work, and it's like, how did they get placed there?
Right.
And then they're opening up for people. Like, I even give another example to something that just happened in social media. It was a comedian. She came out. Her name was KDK or something like that, and she opened up for Mojo. I don't know if you know who Mojo Brooks is. He's basically he's a internet comedian that's headlining now.
No, okay. That's why I don't know.
He's all right.
Some of them are.
He all right.
The majority aren't, but a few of them are kind of funny.
The
It's
girl
not
was,
gonna change,
The girl
though.
was mad because she opened up for him, and she thought she killed, and she said he came on stage and ripped her.
Oh.
So she was playing into that Karen role, kind of like, black
He ripped
man
her up.
attacking me.
Yeah.
He had receipts. He pulled up her set. She took a brick. She took a brick.
to the face.
Yeah.
Right to the face.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So I see stuff like that because he asked, when he was talking about it, he said he asked for a woman. And that's who they got. But I'm thinking like, you couldn't get any, and it was like in San Diego, you couldn't get any urban women to go up there and open up for this guy.
There's 1,000
to
of
fit
them.
that style. And that's what I mean by, that's kind of what I meant when I know I put a post up that caused a little bit of issues, I want to say a couple of weeks ago. And
Truth is truth, and it's time to put it out.
But
Cat doesn't open up Pandora's box.
Right.
Yeah,
Bump
he
it,
did.
man.
Right.
It's on now.
But I caught a lot of flack, and I was like, I'm not even talking about the comedians that was saying stuff. I'm talking about a wider perspective as far as comedians being placed that shouldn't even be placed there. But
That's part of the game.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen. I did a show in Funny Bone, and I was opening. Oh, I was a MC. Bill Bellamy was a headliner, and just because he was there, Dave Chappelle showed up, and we were just like talking in a room like this, and Bill was sounding like how you are sounding right now, and he's made it, So he's sitting there, man, Dave, the racism here and this and that, and how this guy get this, and I'm just sitting there like, gosh, he's a household name basically, and
still going through it.
hearing that, yeah. So
Still
it's not
going
gonna
through it.
change, yeah.
It's not going to change.
Still.
Not on any level. I don't care if
Doesn't
you're
matter.
getting $4,000 or $5,000 a show.
Right.
You're going to run into it. Trust me.
Never forget.
People are not going to be funnier than you. None of that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just happens.
They're not. It's a shame how many people said, I will never let you open up for me.
Right.
Hey, really? Just because
That's
that was too funny, huh?
Yeah.
I thought that's what I was
that's
supposed
crazy.
to do.
That's
I
crazy.
thought that's why
I-
they paid me to be here.
I don't get that either. The too funny thing. I think that's crazy,
That's
man.
retarded.
Because
So
it
you
makes
just
them
you're
work
scared.
harder.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. You scared to work.
Yeah, you
Yes.
scared to work.
If you the headliner, they came to see you anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
They came to
right,
see
So
you.
really, the host and the feature, that should not affect you because
shouldn't.
you sold the ticket.
If you're a bona fide headliner, it shouldn't
Right.
affect you.
I don't get that.
You know, I mean,
It's a good
Kevin
thing you
don't.
don't, though.
Kevin have people. I won't name the people he take on the road with him, but he's never took my girl B flat or
She's fun.
B flat is
Oh
hysterical.
my gosh, she's so
or Top
crazy.
Flight.
Truth be told, though, the dudes that he do take on the road, they be funnier than him, though. I've seen them on several occasions.
I've seen them, and to me, on their own like that,
but they were funnier than him the nights I've seen him.
Kevin's not that funny to me.
Nah.
He was in the beginning.
I thought it was something wrong with me. I had went to
And
go.
then people
I went to
think
one
you
of his
hating
shows.
if you say that.
Right. I went to one of his shows, and I think it was the one where he had the fire in the background, and he had all these antics and all this stuff.
Pyrotechnics.
Oh, Lord.
Man, everybody was falling out and I'm looking around like, why are they laughing? He ain't told a joke
Oh, they
yet.
smoked a blunt or something before the show.
I'm
laughed.
talking about they was falling out of their chair, and I'm thinking like, I missed that joke.
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
that one. I missed
that.
this one too. I was
missed
like, all right,
that.
let me focus in it.
Yeah.
I missed that one
But
too.
no, it was just
It was funny.
what he it's like if you're not doing this, you're hating because he's on top.
Yeah.
So it's like I opened for Chris Rock. I did 6 shows with Chris a long time ago back in the day. I'm like you said, like I said earlier, people are like, oh, who is he? All right. Chris walking to the stage gets a standing ovation.
Right.
Haven't said a word yet.
Right.
They know him.
He gets a standing O walking up to the stage. Mm-hmm. Dolomite, standing O walking up to the stage. Now, Rudy Ray, now, mind you, now he should get up because he's 75 or some years old at the time.
Right.
God rest his soul, he done passed on now.
Right.
But when I was opening for him, and he was like from like 65 to 75 years old, he was getting standing O's to walking up to the stage. But Chris was just New Jack City and
Right.
standing
Right.
O's,
Right.
walking to the stage.
Right. That's dope.
So, I mean, you know, that's the dynamic we
But
have
why
to
not
deal
have
with.
a killer go in front of you though? Why not?
Why not have a killer go in front of you
Some
to
comics
make you
don't
work?
like it.
To make you work.
Just ride the wave.
Yeah.
They don't want to. They don't want to work.
Yeah.
They don't
Now,
wanna
Mike
work
Epps,
hard.
he don't care who goes in front of him.
I
Could
think
care
you
less.
don't care. Tony Roberts.
Tony Roberts don't care either.
Tony
Tony's
Roberts don't care.
funny.
Tony
He's
a
gonna be funny.
monster.
Tony
though,
Roberts
He
is
man.
a
gonna-
monster
He
is
doesn't
a
care
monster.
who's cousin.
He's another one that don't let you breathe.
Right.
Yeah.
At
Right,
all.
He's
right,
a
right,
monster.
right.
At all. And that's
Yeah,
my
you're
style.
hurting.
I'm gonna hurt you. And that's how we came up. People objectively, who are these niggas? You know. Okay. All right. I'm trying to make you throw up there.
Right.
I'm trying to break your rib.
Right.
Yes.
For real. That's what I'm here trying to do. Make your nose bleed tonight. Now, you're going to think I'm the funniest person you ever saw in your life.
Oh,
Right.
my
For
God.
real.
Right. Right.
Man.
But see, think about that though, and that would be tough to follow.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what they looking at. That
They don't
sometimes
wanna
that's
follow
tough to
that.
follow.
Yeah.
Unless you are a beast yourself and you can handle that.
Right.
Some of these headliners aren't beasts like that.
That's true.
Man, DL told Keith Bender he would never open it for him again.
Because he
man.
was too funny.
He was too funny. DL
I'm
said
scared
that.
I
to
would
my
think
main
that would be
man.
the opposite, though. Because
That's
DL's
funny.
a headliner, funny.
Man, I
And he
opened up
cracks
for
on
him back in
everybody.
the day. He came out and got 2 shots or something he drank. I got a standing O in the middle of my set.
Oh, wow.
And he came out, he thought it was over with. He came out like he ain't even
Oh,
done.
right.
What's the comedian that passed that was in Atlanta? Craig.
Tyler Craig.
Craig.
Yeah.
He was
Oh.
telling the story about how Earthquake was like, you can't come on the road with me no more.
Yeah.
Earthquake's funny.
Yeah.
Because he said he got a standing ovation before Earthquake.
And Earthquake like, I don't
And
need
Earthquake
that.
was like, nah, you said you too funny. You know, you basically need to get your own show.
Right.
And I'm like, that's
You basically need to be headlining.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
guess
don't need
it's
to
a
be
compliment.
opening up. It is a compliment.
It's a compliment. I mean,
But
It hurts though. Because
yeah.
if you making money with somebody on the road and
I
then all
know.
of a
you
minute-
taking
all
money
of a
out my
sudden they
pocket. Now I
tell
can't
you-
get.
yeah.
Right. Because now you got to build it on your own when.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's the politics of it.
It is. It is. I see if he set him up like, well, I done set you up. Now you ain't coming with me no more. I
Right.
done already set you up. When I leave, you coming. You know, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't care how funny somebody is. I'm going after them.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care. I feel like I'm funny too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna start fast.
Start fast, real quick. Boom,
Just
boom,
gonna
boom,
start
boom,
fast.
boom,
Boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom,
Yep.
boom, boom, boom. You know, it's gonna be 4th of July for the first 10 minutes.
boom. Oh my God.
I mean
be
the
hurting.
finale too. Boom, 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 boom. Just 4 or 5 impressions and everything in there. Man,
They're gonna be like,
I'm
oh,
trying to tell you.
it's only 5 minutes. Oh my God. We got 44 minutes to go. Listen to
Okay,
this.
what's a red flag for a newcomer that you can, an amateur comic, a newcomer, on stage, what's a red flag that lets you know right away that they just started?
The biggest red flag is that not moving that microphone stand.
That's the biggest.
That's the first one I see. I can always tell. And then another one where
holding the mic like a rapper.
That, and then also when they don't really have a joke to open up. You know, it takes
like you weren't even ready.
You doing a 5-minute set and you haven't told a joke the first 2 minutes.
Right.
Bringing a notebook, paper on your hand.
That too, the paper in the hand.
That disconnects from the comedy in the audience. You can't do that open mic. I try not even practice that.
Right.
When I first started, I had to memorize.
Because I snatched the notes out your fucking hand. That's why. You wanted to go up with them. I might get one of those.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's almost,
my new joke.
It's almost like you doing Deion Cole's bit.
That's right. I did.
When you got the.
It's almost like you doing Deion Cole's bit.
Yeah, Deion. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll keep that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's
it is. Yvette was going to march up on the stage with some notes and everything.
Oh my God, that was so long
I
ago.
said, oh, hell no, you don't.
It's funny.
That's not practicing. Right. That's not. You're supposed to be at home looking at those.
Yeah.
When you come up here to practice them, you should be trying to commit it to memory. You can't really commit it to memory looking at it on the paper.
That is so true.
Hassan told.
That is so true.
Hassan told Mark that. Mark Faison. I guess Mark had a paper and he said he was like, hey man, you know us black comedians ain't supposed to have no notes.
Yeah,
right. Come on, man.
Don't.
Yeah, so that rings true though.
There's a chance you get booed. Remember we was in Cincinnati, Steven?
Do you have a set list that you bring with you on stage though?
No, hell to the
yeah, because I've seen people do that. I've seen people have a set list.
They had a drink.
Yeah.
And set it down.
Yeah.
Every time they go to their drink.
Yeah. So they can look to see where they at. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. I'll just be disappointed. Like, damn, I meant to say that. Oh, I meant to say that. Oh, then I'll get them next time.
That's the beauty of hosting.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of hosting because you're going right back up.
Oh my God.
5 or 6 times that night. That's the beauty of hosting.
Yep.
That's why hosting
remember.
is. I'm telling you, it's the best practice.
It really
because
is.
you get to practice 4 or 5 times that night. 10
That's
if
true.
it's 10 comics.
That is true.
You get to go up a bunch of times that night.
Oh yeah.
That's very
I
true.
forgot about that. Steven don't forget nothing.
No.
What you doing with that paper?
Yeah, give me that.
I got tackled before I get up the damn stage.
Silas, how would you describe skipping the line in this business?
Just like with social media. I think social media has allowed a lot of comedians to skip the line by working on, as you say, hosting.
I don't think social media is allowed. I think the clubs have allowed them.
Well, because
they just got on social media.
Well, they look at butts and seats because they say this person has this many followers.
Yeah.
Right. So then they'll say, this person's supposed to be a headliner. And they might not even have 15 minutes.
Right.
But they'll have them in position
and they don't
to be
care
a
about the
headliner.
quality of the show, long as they can fill the seats.
It's a money thing for them.
Yeah.
Top comic. That's why that went off the air. Because the guys who were winning the top comic competition, they were going out on the road as headliners around the country with 15 minutes.
See.
You know, that's what I brought up Deion Cole. He said the same. He said he won Def Jam. And he said he only had maybe 10 minutes of material. And he went on tour and bombed like a mug because they had already seen that.
Yeah.
So he said he had to take a break for like 4 years and wrote. Because he was like, he knew, like, I got to make sure because they actually didn't even let him finish the tour.
Right.
And I was like, wow, that's
home.
a crazy, that's a crazy way to like be at a high and then you only have so much material. But I think now that's what happens a lot. I think social media gives a kickstart to a lot of comedians to where they don't have to feature or host
or go to open mic.
Go to open mics. They just go from doing it on social media to now I'm headlining
in the clubs around the country.
And I'm going around the country, right?
Quality of the shows are dying though with that philosophy.
I agree.
And then when people bomb, then they're running around, scrambling around, trying to get somebody to go up to save the show. Now, I've been there at the club, and that's happened before, where I won't mention a person's name. They wasn't even a comic. They could just fill the seats. They had a name, and they could fill the seats. They wasn't even a real comedian. You know what I mean? But since they could put asses in the seats, they did. They bombed out. They were supposed to do 45 minutes. They was bombing in 3 minutes. They did all of 5 minutes because the crowd just wouldn't let them continue because they were terrible right out the gate.
You know that.
And they ran to me and said, "Can you go up? Can you go up?" I said, "Tell them give me 500 right now," and they wouldn't do it.
That's what they say about Steve Harvey with the Kings of Comedy. They said that was his tour. He was
I went to the first one.
He was the known guy,
and he headlined.
And they said he struggled too many nights trying to follow Bernie.
And Cedric. Yeah.
Bernie.
It was bad. The night I saw it,
headline.
the people were walking out in droves.
Really?
I mean, 40 at a time and 10 and 20. It wasn't 1 and 2 people. It was like this whole section was leaving and that whole section. And Steve Harvey was up there talking about, and I've never met Steve Harvey, but I've got nothing against the guy. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, that's as good as it get. Y'all better strap it on in.
Right.
This is good as it gets.
y'all.
I wouldn't have said that.
You ever thought he was funny?
Never.
Yeah.
No. I'll take that back. One time I thought Steve Harvey was funny is when he roasted my man's Jack Shepard. Jack Shepard was on Def Comedy Jam, and Jack had the cutout ass out pants on.
Oh yeah,
he did the Prince joke, and he had the ass out pants on.
Yeah.
And Steve Harvey was hosting and came back on and roasted the shit out of Jack. That's the only time I've ever seen. And Steve was arrogant even then. After he roasted him, guess what Steve said? And I'm Steve Harvey.
That's hilarious.
I swear to God he did. I was looking at him like
funny.
Everything was cool till you said that.
Oh,
they know you're Steve Harvey. You got the shows and everything, man.
I heard
you're hosting the show.
I heard he's an asshole.
Don DC told me that.
I heard he's
like
an
this
asshole.
dude is an asshole.
That's what a lot of people say about him.
Yeah.
I've
heard that. I've heard that. That he's an asshole. You know, and that's if he was funny, he wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? If he was funny, he wouldn't be. He'll be okay with it. But he's so
Cleveland,
sensitive,
Ohio.
and he doesn't have thick skin like every other comedian.
No.
I think most comedians are sensitive, though.
I don't think so. Well, when they put on a good front,
I think a lot of them are sensitive.
they are. But I think they put on a good front.
The certain things they're sensitive about.
Well, the fake hair, that man unit that Kat described it as. The man unit.
That man unit on
It's
your head.
clips where he got the bald spot in the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
They've
definitely.
been pointing that out.
Yeah.
The first time he was on
where they shaped it all around.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time. Now you probably heard Don D.C. Curry talk about this now, but I remember the first time he told me that they were doing a show somewhere, and Steve was standing up under a ceiling fan, and the ceilings were kind of low. They're in the green room now. It's just the comedians.
It blew off.
And no, and Don said he said
his toupee got stuck.
Steve, you better get out from underneath that ceiling fan before your toupee get caught up in that thing.
Hilarious.
He said Steve Harvey didn't speak to him for 3 years after that.
Hilarious.
No.
3 years?
He
Really?
is
You took it that. I said you
Yep.
said it on stage in front of the
That's
audience
funny.
and shit.
Right.
But it was in the green room
That's
with
funny.
just a couple comics in there, and you took it that personal.
That's funny.
But
Oh,
no,
boy.
Steve's never been funny to me like that. I mean, you know what I mean? Him and Kevin Hart, I mean, really, they've never really did it for me like that. And I'm not hating on nobody. I keep it real. I love my people. For real. I would die for any of them.
I get it.
But it just doesn't move me.
Who do you think is funny? Like if you were to say, "Hey, he's funny."
Oh, you know. You know who's funny. I mean, you know. I don't have to sit here and tell you who's funny.
I mean,
You know?
Besides-
I would better tell you who's not than who is. You know what I mean? I'd rather tell you who's not funny than who is, because the list is long who's funny.
that's
but
true.
The list is shorter.
Well, I was just curious who
You think the
like.
list is short? Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of specials that's been put out lately. I'm like,
That
I don't
wasn't
know,
shit.
man. Yeah.
That wasn't shit. They're just running to the specials and trying to put them out. Country Wayne, if your country ass don't give
my
somebody some money
goodness.
to write you some jokes.
Yeah, that was
wow.
bad.
Come on, man.
It was bad. And
Come down
He's
here and
cute
get
on
with me,
stage. That's
man.
all I
Country
like.
Wayne.
And I was rooting for him.
No,
too,
I won't
man.
tell nobody I wrote them for you or nothing.
I was rooting for him.
I swear for
I won't even tell nobody.
I
Just write
won't
him.
even tell. I swear for Jedediah, Obadiah,
Oh my God, Country
a whole
Wayne.
bunch of other people in the Bible, Country Wayne. Get with
Oh,
me.
Lord.
I will write you a half hour, and you will go around the country on fire. I'm telling you, need it.
don't
You need it to
understand
redeem yourself. Or if it don't have to be me. Just somebody funny. Carlos Miller, somebody funny.
Carlos,
I don't care.
yeah.
Who? Somebody around the country that's funny.
Right.
That you could go and say, hey, man, here go $5,000.
Right.
Hook me up. Hook me up a half hour. 40 minutes. I could do it, no problem. I could do it probably in a week.
Right.
And have him on fire. I'm not bragging. I got a good pen.
Yeah, I agree. He
I got a
does.
good pen. And I will have him on fire, for real. The rappers got ghostwriters. Come on, comedians that done made it.
Right.
Give some of these guys some
comedians
money,
got
man.
ghostwriters,
Right.
though.
Yeah,
They got ghostwriters.
I'm telling you, and the ones who don't, you could tell.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, you ain't got none. You could tell.
Yeah.
Or they just not good.
Are they not good? Now, why would you keep using them then if they ain't good, though? You know what I'm saying? Why they still ghostwriting for you? You should have been picked a team. Like, okay, y'all niggas funny. Y'all gonna put my material out. Because I'm too busy. I cannot just keep coming up with new stuff all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You guys, you too busy.
Too busy.
You're way too busy. You got movies,
Especially-
you got everything going on.
I say that definitely with him because of his schedule. His schedule is so tight. Like
It's
you said, he's
retarded.
doing-
It happened with Richard Pryor.
You
He
got,
got
to
busy.
have somebody to write
Had
for you.
Paul Mooney, right?
Yep. And it's got to be somebody who thinks like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the audience wouldn't be none the wiser when it comes out of your mouth because it seemed like you wrote it. You know what I mean? Like I could write for my friends that I did shows with, you know, back in the day. I could write for any of them. Martini Harris, Tony Roberts, Spanky Hayes, Tony Roney, Bill Hill, any of them.
Yeah, I forgot
I
about
could write for any of them because I know how they, you know what I'm saying? I know their stuff. I know how they flow. So I could write for any of them. I could write Howie Bell. I could write for any of them cats. Chicago Cats, I could write for any of them. I done worked with them for years and years. Any of these cats I could write with. All right, I think we're about ready to wrap up. What'd you say, sis?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
What you're talking
Yeah. Fun little
Can you do voices, or would you lend your voice to a cartoon?
You mean like impressions? I'm not a good at impressions.
Nah, that's voices.
voice.
But I think I could probably do a character for a cartoon.
Because you don't have to sound like nobody. You could just
Right.
just make up whatever.
Right. Right.
I'm
Like I can do
Drunky. How you guys doing? Yeah, that's all you gotta
Right.
do. Yeah,
It's like a little
I would
Muppet.
love to do that. I would love to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of money in that. Man.
It's a lot of money in that, man.
And they don't have to see your face. You
No.
you
They
just
don't
eat.
have to
Show up
see.
in
You
slippers
can show
and,
up
you
in
know,
pajamas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
working on from home.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Just come in PJs.
Oh my God. Come in PJs.
They do it all the time.
They do. They do it all the time.
I'm sure they did. in
Yvette,
other
tell the people where they can find you at on social media before we wrap it up here.
Or you can catch me on Instagram if you want. Yvette Weems 7. That's where I am on Instagram.
Okay.
And Facebook. It's my name, Yvette Weems.
All right. She got shows coming up,
I
y'all.
got,
So
yes. I got my next show coming up, like I said, is at Wiley's.
Wiley's Comedy
Dope.
Club
Open
in
up for
Dayton,
J-
Ohio,
Dope.
Oregon
J. Anthony
District.
Brown and
Dope.
Friends.
Be there, J. Anthony Brown.
And friends.
Silas, where can they find you at social media wise?
On Facebook, I'm under Comedian Silas. Instagram and TikTok, I'm under The Official Silas, DA Official Silas. We got a show coming up on the 17th of February.
I will not be there. I'm in Lime, Ohio that
You
night.
on the flyer, that's why I'm like,
I'm in Lime, Ohio
I was
that
looking
night.
forward to it.
Yeah,
I was like, I get a
Did
chance
they
to
check
work
with
with
Steven?
the legend. But
yeah.
They just throwing him on flyers.
I guess the money wasn't.
Money wasn't.
Yeah.
That's
money
happened.
wasn't. So I mean, you got to go where the money's at. You know what I mean?
I get it.
And
I
then
was
the-
looking
the-
forward to
the
it.
people
man.
shot me
Lima.
deposit money so fast. And
That's
stuff.
how
I
they
was
lock
like,
you in.
Hey, this is.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
I get
Yeah.
it.
They know what they're doing. Like
I
I'm
get
gonna
it.
shoot you $100 right now. I'm like, okay, shoot it,
Yeah.
shoot it through.
That's good.
I get it.
Like a drug house, shoot it through, shoot it through.
Mm.
All right. Thank you all for listening. We're signing off. That does conclude our show for today. This is the All Things Comedy Podcast, and we do thank you all so much for listening. I'm your host, Stephen G. Thanks to my guests, Yvette Weems and Silas. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Nice. Bye-bye.